Welcome. My name is Matt, and in this brief video, I'm going to show you guys how to install R and RStudio on a Mac. As you likely know, R is a programming language that is commonly used for statistical computing and graphics. R is available for free, and this video will show you how to download and install the software that we need. Once we've taken care of downloading and installing R, we will then move on to downloading and installing RStudio. RStudio is an integrated development environment called an IDE that facilitates the use of R. It's important that you download R and install R before downloading and installing RStudio. For this reason, we're going to follow the 4 steps that you see here. So beginning with step 1, we first want to download the software R. To do this, we will go to the website listed, cran.r-project.org. So I'm working in Google Chrome. Let me go ahead and open a new tab here, and I want to go to cran.r-project.org. This will take me to the Comprehensive R Archive Network, CRAN for short, and this will give us a variety of download options. Since this video is specifically geared towards people using the Mac operating system, let me go ahead and click on Download R for Mac OS X. This takes me to a new page labeled R for Mac OS X. And if you were to read through that first little paragraph there, you may not be familiar with what they mean by binaries for a base distribution, but what I do need you to recognize is that you need a certain version of the Mac operating system for this to work. So you need release 10.6 and above. To check your release, all you have to do is if you go to the apple in the upper left-hand corner that's always there, and if you click on the apple and choose select this, or excuse me, about this Mac, right here, you will be told what your OS X is. So I'm on version 11.1, which is well above 10.6, and things are good. If your version is older, we'll just have to go through the download process a little bit differently. Okay, nonetheless, if you look to the portion of this labeled latest release, okay, you will see where below there where it says R4.0.3. R4.0.3 is the current version or the latest release that is available to us. If you're watching this video in the future, that number may be different as there are updates and new versions of the software that become available. So for now, the most recent version at the time of this video is version 4.0.3. Again, that will change in the future. To go ahead and download this, what you want to do is over here on the left where it says r-4.0.3.pkg, you can go ahead and click on that, and that will start your download. In Chrome, this pops up down on the bottom, and it's showing me the progress of this download, and it's going pretty quickly. Depending on your Wi-Fi speed, that may take a little bit longer. Don't be alarmed if it's taking a tiny bit longer than that. But nonetheless, what we're going to do next is open that file. So if you go back to our 4 steps here, we've taken care now of step 1, downloading R. Our next step is to install R, which we will do by clicking on the file that we downloaded. If it's not showing up in the bottom of your browser window in Chrome, there are a couple of other ways you can find this. If you go to your Finder, that's the thing that looks like a face, click on it and select Downloads, and you'll see the file that we just downloaded. The other place that you can find this is in your dock. If you go down here, there's an option for downloads, and the folder or the file will be there as well. Nonetheless, I could double click and begin the installation, or I can do that from the Chrome browser. Let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to open that file that we downloaded to start installation. This pops up an installation procedure, and I'm going to just go ahead and click continue to start walking through these steps. There's some information about this here. It again mentions something about the Mac operating system that you need. I'm going to go ahead and select continue. A software license agreement pops up. If you hit continue, it will bring up an option for you to hit read license, disagree, agree. I think you're going to have to agree to move on. And then at this point, we're about ready to begin the installation. It tells you how much size on your computer, or how much space on your computer this is going to use, but go ahead and click the install button. What you're seeing next here is I have a security alert. It tells me that installer is trying to install new software. And just as a security check, it's asking for my password to make sure that I want to allow this. So the password that I'm putting in here is the password for my computer. Be careful that or be sure that you understand it's not like your school password or your email password. It's your computer password that you had to put in there. At this point, there's a blue bar showing us our progress as it goes through and installs the files that are necessary, and the installation is successful. So we can go ahead and close this out. Upon doing this, we're given the option to move the file R4.0.3 for Mac OS. If we want to move that installer to the trash, it doesn't really matter what you choose here. I like to keep my computer as clean as possible, so I'm going to move it to the trash and then I'll delete it later on. At this point, we've downloaded and installed R. Remember, R is the basic programming language that we're going to be using. However, there's this other related piece of software called RStudio that is like a nice interface, and it makes using R a little bit easier. So our next step is to download RStudio by going to the website that you see listed here, rstudio.com/products/rstudio/download. So let me go, and I'm going to just start a new tab because I like to open tabs, but we'll go to rstudio.com/products/rstudio/download. And this will take us to a page, and similar to what we experienced before, we're going to have to choose the version that we want. So if you scroll here, there's a variety of versions available. The one that we're interested in is the one called RStudio Desktop, which is available for free. So you can go ahead and click on download here. At the top of this new page, it will say RStudio Desktop 1.4.1103. Again, that number is the version number, and that will change as time moves forward. So when you're watching this video in the future, if that number is different, don't be alarmed. It just means they're on a new version of R, or there have been a new version of RStudio, or there have been updates. What this page is telling us is that installing RStudio Desktop is a two-step procedure. First, we have to install R. Okay, that's why we took care to install R before moving on to this step. So we've already installed R, we've taken care of that. It does tell us that RStudio requires R version 3.0.1 or higher. Our version was 4.0.3 if memory serves, so we're well above this. Everything will be good there. We can move on to step 2 that tells us to download the RStudio Desktop. There are a variety of download options listed below, but it is recommended for me to download RStudio for Mac. So this is pretty easy. We're just going to go ahead and click on this. And similar to what happened before in Chrome, is that file is going to pop up along the bottom and tell me about the progress of this download. This particular file is about twice the size of the previous file that we downloaded, so it's going to take a little bit longer for this download to finish. Especially if you're on the school's Wi-Fi, sometimes it's a little bit slow. Okay, so at this point, it has finished, and now to install the file, what I need to do is open that file that just finished downloading, this .dmg file. If you're not seeing that in the bottom of your browser window like I am in Chrome, you can find this by going to the Finder, clicking on your downloads, and that .dmg file will be listed in your downloads. You would just double click on that, and then that would start the installation process. So let me go ahead and open this through the browser. I'm going to open. And it's taking a moment to open this up. What you're seeing on my screen is a window has popped up here, and it has an applications folder and an RStudio icon. What you want to do is you want to drag that RStudio icon into the applications folder. A little green plus sign popped up, and then I release it, and now it's copying over the relevant files that I need. Once that finishes, I can go ahead and exit this window. And at this point, we've really completed the process of downloading and installing both R and RStudio. I do want to show you how to open RStudio so that we can check to make sure that everything has worked properly. The easiest way to do this, I think, on a Mac is I'm going to hit the Command button and the space bar simultaneously. It will pop up the Spotlight search, and I will type RStudio. Upon doing so, you'll notice that a little blue R has popped up down here in my in my dock, and I'm getting a message that says RStudio is an app downloaded from the internet. Are you sure you want to open it? I do, so I'm going to select OK. And a couple of things have popped up here. One is telling me the quote git command requires the command line developer tools. Would you like to install these now? You can if you want, but if you hit cancel, that's okay too. I'm going to go ahead and install that and hit agree. You will see that it's telling me it's going to take 1 hour and 53 minutes for that to download. I don't want to do that in this video, so let me just go ahead and stop that, and I can deal with this later. But again, that step is not necessary for you to worry about. Furthermore, I have a pop-up here that says enable automated crash reporting. You can make a decision as to what you want to do here. I selected yes. But now at this point, we're in. And if you reach this point, you've successfully downloaded and installed both R and RStudio. So bunny oneies freak out. You've made it. Everything is good. And in a future video, I'll show you how to use the software. Thank you.